Hey TJ, Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Thanks for our discussion earlier. I wanted to go ahead and get this video out to you and give you a good idea of how Dex Imaging stacks up against your competition and give you guys some tips on that you can take to improve things. Now, as Google crawls the web, it is really looking at three things: content, backlinks, and citations. So those are the things that I'm going to concentrate on today. When I'm talking about content, I am really just referring to the words and images on your site. And Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, really at a minimum, on your page to give it a good idea of what you do and where you are. Now, the exact amount, it's kind of dependent upon the competition and the number of keywords needed. So what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. And your content is what allows you to really let Google know what you want to be found for. So, by placing those keywords all throughout your page, you tell Google exactly what kind of people might be interested in your service or product. So, for example, for you guys, if you tell people that you do copiers, you have those big copiers, you want to, in Gainesville, you want to make sure that you tell Google that so that it can tell users you exist. Now, I have your website pulled up here. And your website in particular is really a back page of deximaging.com, one of the location pages, which is great because you want to be able to rank each location basically as if it were a home page. So you want to treat it like a home page, which means that you're looking for that 1,500 to 2,000 words of content. There is not a ton on this page, I will tell you. So there is much more on your home page. But because we're really looking at how your business is faring in Gainesville, that's where I'm going to target. Now, I actually plugged this into a word counter, and you can see that you've got about 370 words on that page, on your specific Gainesville page. And so you can see that there is a lot of opportunity for improvement. And just to be able to let Google know a little bit more about you. Now, I did do a Google search. I looked for Copier, Gainesville, Florida. So if I was looking for someone maybe that had copiers or that service copiers, that's probably the kind of search I would do. And that's the one we talked about earlier today. What you see first usually is a map pack. So this is getting used more and more by consumers. It is super user friendly. People like using it. They like seeing the reviews right off the bat. And you really do want to be in these top three because nobody really hits that more places if they can get away with it. Plus, by being in the top three, you will see about a 30% bump in the traffic to your website just by being there. Now, how you get in here and how you get to the top, and you guys you're number two, so that's awesome. But just for the record, how you do this is you have a Google Business Page profile. You fill that profile out as much and as completely as possible. And you also have your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. So things like Yelp or Yellow Pages. The more times you do that, your name, address, and phone are in the exact same format, the more power it gives to your profile. So each place that you do that is actually considered a citation. The idea being that the more your brand gets found by Google all over the internet, the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. And so that's what the map pack is all about. Now below that is what we have, what we call the organic results. And that just means not paid. Um, so Ideally, you want to be in the top three of here as well, and you are. You're actually the top organic result. So again, that's awesome. You want to stay there, but that's great. Um, Next, below that is Burrell Copier. And then when I'm looking for competitors, I don't actually look at directories, which is what Yellow Pages is and Yelp. So the second competitor to you is this mosscopier.com. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to compare your website to those two so that we can see, where they stack and how you guys can stay on top. Now, when I am comparing websites, I like to use a tool called RFs. It allows me to compare websites regardless of industry and regardless of, the different factors because it mimics Google's algorithm to determine a bunch of different statistics. One of which is how much traffic is going to your site. How many keywords are you being found for? So in this case, your Gainesville back page of Dex Imaging, you're being ranked for 20 keywords, and 11 unique visitors per month are finding you. So let's drill down and just take a peek at what those keywords are. So printer repair, Gainesville, Florida, that is being searched 50 times a month. And you guys are in the number 4 slot for that. So you're getting about 4.8 visitors per month on average for that search term. Now let's take a look instead at one that might be related to copier. I'm not even seeing it. Let's see if we can search for it. I'm going to search for it real quick and I'll be right back. So you are, I didn't even realize there wasn't multiple pages. So you are actually not being found for anything related to copier. All of the keywords that are really coming in for you are related to printing, which obviously there's that's relevant, but it is not necessarily what you're looking for precisely from our conversation. And you can see that when you when you get into these 12 and 14 and 17 positions, those are all on the second or beyond page of Google. So you really also do need to make sure that you are, for the words that you are targeting, that you appear on that first page of Google. There's 10 slots there, ideally the top 3, but you want to be in the top 10 if nothing else, because again, most people are going to find what they need and move on, and they're not going to go to those back pages. So let's take a look at the competition. So Burris, I believe, Burrell, not Burris, Burrell Copier is the next one. They don't have a lot of content either, but let's take a look at their stats. So they're being found for 6 keywords. Or let's see if any of those, but here we go. So they are actually outranking you for something related to copy machines. So copy machine repair, Gainesville, Florida, that's being searched 20 times per month. Well, they're in the 5th position for that. So that it's not a big search volume. That's why it's only getting them 1.8. But if the search term were to increase in volume, because they're in a relatively high position for that, that's obviously they're going to get more hits that way too. So let's also look at Moz Copier. So they're being found for 44 keywords, and we can drill down and look at those as well. A lot of that has to do with office systems and office furniture, not necessarily seeing copy. So they are not the best example either. So I think that that's something that you could, guys, if you target appropriately your keywords, you'll get an even bigger result. Now, the other thing I look at when I go to compare websites is a backlink profile. A backlink is really anything or anywhere rather that you find one website linking to another, like linking back via clickable or hyperlinks text. So these links, again, they kind of act like an endorsement. So it's basically these other businesses vouching for you. And Google uses that just like they do the citations to build trust in your business. In this case, it's very much like a popularity contest. The person with the most wins the most people pointing at them, but not all links are created equal. So you really want to make sure that they're relevant to your industry because they're going to be more powerful, that they're powerful in their own right, and then also local website linkage works best as well. So let's take a look at how you compare for that kind of thing. So because links differ in what they will bring to any particular website, what we really try and look at rather than the specific number of backlinks is we look at the UR and DR rating from here, because these two numbers analyze the backlink profile. And the UR really looks at, like, how much does Google trust you? How much is your backlink? How much do other businesses trust you? And this is on a scale of 0 to 100. And the DR really results to, like, how powerful are the people that trust you? Ideally, you want this ratio between these two numbers to be as close to 1 as possible. That's kind of what we consider the golden ratio. It means you're just as powerful as you are strong. So right now, you guys, for your back page, are sitting at 12 out of 100, and that's for the trust factor, and for the power factor, about 56 out of 100. If we look at Burrell Copier, like, you guys are definitely beating them on that. They're 3 on the trust scale, 0 on the power, and the Moz Copier, bigger on the trust, 24, but not as big on the power, and these numbers are not close to 1. So you can see, like, both of them have some ways to go, as do you, just simply because there's a disparity here. The power is probably coming because of your domain, but you want to build up both also to this back page. So once your content, backlinks, and citations come together, you begin ranking higher and more customers will find you. So I hope this was helpful. If you find yourself wanting to talk more or to continue scaling, or if you guys are maybe opening a new office and just want to explore some options related to digital presence, love to have a chat. What we can do is we can talk about your goals, and then I can do the research to figure out exactly what's going to be realistic for you guys, and what it might take to reach those goals. Again, hope this was helpful. Look forward to your feedback. This is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching.